And then another cheeky one. Oh my God, another cheeky one. So, work is definitely not gonna like this story. Whatever, I don't care. I was very, very young when I wanted my first tattoo. I don't know exactly what age it was, but it was probably when I started watching wrestling, to be completely honest, and started listening to the music that I listened to. My mum has a couple of tattoos, and then we have my dad who, like, he's the nicest man that you could ever meet, but he just straight up looked like a biker growing up. So I always grew up like looking at his tattoos and like wanting to color them in as a kid and thinking that they were really cool. My mum wasn't really fond of me getting tattoos, but they also weren't fond of me wrestling. And then they started to love that. So like now it's a lot easier. I just go, yeah, I got another one. And she goes, can I see it? And as soon as I show her, she's like, okay, that's really cool. Because tattoos have come a long way since they were getting tattooed when they were younger. My dad, I don't think he really cared because I was always a daddy's little girl. And I definitely was like the little boy that he always wanted. So he didn't really care. My nonna, on the other hand, which is my mum's mum, she did not like it. She's old school Italian and she wasn't very fond of the tattoos. She'd always be like, oh, another one, why? No, you're making Nonna feel so bad, why? That's exactly what she sounds like. She would always say it like that and try and guilt trip me, but then also as soon as she saw it, she'd be like, oh, beautiful. Nonna like, yeah, Nonna like, okay, okay. So my first tattoo was actually, it was this one on my wrist. And it's the date of the Evolution pay-per-view. And I went, I think the day before Evolution, I went with Tony Storm. And the funny thing about this date and why it's so special to me is because it was the exact same date 6 years prior of when I tried out for Riot City Wrestling in Australia. So it's technically the start of my wrestling career. And it's also the start of the women's evolution, which I think was absolutely wild. So we both got matching little tattoos of the date. I not only started wrestling on this date, but it was the first time that I got to defend my NXT UK Women's Championship on a big show because it hadn't been televised that I had actually won the championship yet. So Dakota and I actually opened Evolution to actually go out there and be the first people on the show that everyone sees. It was a really special day and it really was the start of my awesome career here within the WWE and my gradual change into the nightmare, the eradicator, the absolute brutality that you see today. Being in the tattoo chair was really thrilling. It definitely stung and I was like a little bit thrown off with that, but I was also so excited to like start this tattoo journey. So I had my whole family there. I had my mum, my dad, my sister, and it was the first time that they actually like got to visit me as a family again, and it felt really special. So I was like, I want to do something that's different. Like, I want to like remember this moment forever. So me and my sister and Raquel was there as well. We all went to this tattoo parlor. It was the first time that I met my tattoo lady, Celeste. And she's done pretty much all my tattoos except the little like funny ones that I got on the road. She's done all of them. So it really was like the cement of that friendship and the start of this beautiful artwork that I have on my body. But the one that I got with my sister was, she got like a petite one on her tricep that was a little bit the same, but it was just like two hands. So it's a pinky promise for me and my sister, except for like she got the petite little hands with, I think she got my initials in it in cursive, where I'm like a little bit more grungy. I'm not the same style as her, so I got a skeleton hand and a really cool looking hand with a bung little nail on that one. But we got them, we got matching ones because we're sisters forever. We're sisters for life. It doesn't matter how far we go in life or like what the distance is between us. We're always gonna be there for each other and we're always gonna love each other. So we just wanted to have some sort of memento of our love pretty much. And I think it was really special. My most meaningful tattoo would probably be the chicken on the back of my arm. It's not just a chicken, it's like a ceramic chicken. It was a bowl that my nonna had. She had it in her kitchen and she had it in her lounge room. It kept moving around, but it was mostly in her kitchen. And she always had like little lollies in it. Most of the time she had minties. It would be me, my sister, and my cousin Jordan, because we were like the youngest ones in the crew. And we would take a minty, and then one of us would go into the lounge room, the other two would stay out, and we would hide the minty somewhere in the room, and the other two would have to go in and try and find the minty. So every time we'd have a family get together, this was like our game that we would play. And we'd play it for hours, and we'd have so much fun just through this chicken jar. Once she like passed, all the kids in the family wanted the chicken jar. Like we all fought over the chicken jar, but I ended up getting ownership over the chicken jar. So it's currently at my parents' house in Australia. I wanted a piece of her with me. I felt like my other tattoos weren't really justifying exactly who she was and symbolizing who she was as like a little reminder to me. Because everyone's like, yo, what's up with the chicken? Like, you have all these demon tattoos and all these cool tattoos, and then you got a chicken on your tricep. Like, what the hell is that? So like, once I tell them the story, they see how like meaningful it actually is. And yeah, it's definitely, I think it's one of my favorites, to be honest, just because how sentimental it actually is. My stomach tattoos have definitely got a lot of attention. Like, I have the gargoyle in the middle, which everyone loved. But then I went and got these scorpions, and they were just the lining for a while. And my fans are absolutely crazy, right? Like, they're nuts. I love them, but they're crazy. And I was in a 2-second video, and I had one side finally filled in, and they were like, oh my God, Rhea has one of her scorpions filled in. We need to see it. Drop the photos. We have to see it. And they started spamming me, like non-stop spamming me. They were taking screenshots from this 2-second clip. And then once I did sort of show them, I got the other one, dude, and then I hid that one too. And they're like, this is not fair. Why do you keep doing this to us? So they've definitely got the most attention. People just love them. I don't know. With all my tattoos, I've tried to piece them together. They're random as hell. They're so random. It makes it sort of like a puzzle. And I'm someone that loves puzzles. I like working things out. So like, trying to fit the puzzle pieces together like perfectly where it goes with my body and they go together with the other tattoos. It's really an art form, it is. But I think that's why they like the scorpions so much, because they go with my body perfectly. They sit like right on like my hip bones perfectly. And they're just cool as hell, you know? Like I got one monster scorpion and I got one like robot scorpion. They're just different, they're cool. So they definitely get the most attention out of my tattoos. I got a couple cheeky ones, like, I can't even turn around. I got some Puerto Rico ones, like I got the cocky, I got the mask, I got them with priest. We got that in Germany. We went there, it's like one of those beer mugs. I can't remember what they're called, but we have like the date on it and everything. This was the first Mexico tour. We got these sugar skulls, which were really cool. I added the crown to it at WrestleMania 39 because I was being cheeky, and you know, I was like, I'm gonna get a crown because I'm gonna take Charlotte Flair's crown. So now I have a crown, and that's exactly what I did. I feel like our life is just so crazy. It's so non-stop, and we're just working all the time. We're running from town to town, and we barely get any free time to like look around and do stuff. I always make sure I go to the gym. That's my #1 thing. I gotta go to the gym. But after that, if we do have free time, and it's very rare, but if we do have free time, we try and make memories. And I'm glad that like the people that I surround myself with are so easygoing and like go with the flow people, and they're always down for something silly. Being this far away from home, away from family, it's really hard. So to be able to make my own family within my friendship circle, it means the world to me. So family doesn't end in blood. Family is who you want family to be. And it's like such a significant quote from Supernatural that Dean Winchester did. And I really loved it because obviously I have my blood family in Australia, but they're so far away. So I had to make my own family here. and I really had to pick and choose who to trust and who to let into my life. And they've become my family too, and I love them like family. And I think that's such a significant thing in my life. So I'm glad that I got that specific quote tattooed around my knee. It fit perfectly too, so it looks cool. Work is definitely not gonna like this story. Whatever, I don't care. SummerSlam 2023. I wasn't booked. And I wasn't really happy about not being booked because I hadn't really defended my championship much. So what Dom and I did, we went to the tattoo parlor instead of getting on the bus to go to work because we weren't booked. So we weren't expecting to be there. So we're like, we got a free day. We went and got tattoos. We went and got ghosts on our thumbs. So we have matching ghost tattoos on our thumbs to symbolize us not being booked. And then when we sat down to get tattooed, we got cold and we were booked. So we had to run back. Well, we definitely took our time. I was like, yeah, we'll be there when we'd be there. We went out and we helped Finn and Priest. But yeah, that's the ghost tattoo. Sorry. There was 2 tattoo artists. The one that actually drew the design did mine, and the other guy did Dom's. Dom's came out looking so much better than mine. And mine, I can't even say what mine looked like, okay? Be creative with your mind. I'm not saying it on camera because now you guys are just not gonna unsee it if I tell you what I saw in it. But it was ugly. And I got Celeste to go over it and make it look like a ghost instead of what I was seeing. So I like it now. When you start getting tattooed, every part of your body that doesn't have a tattoo looks naked. Like it doesn't look right. Then I get photos and this leg isn't in the photo and this one's like chopped off here and I'm like, I have no tattoos. I have none. Why do I look like I have no tattoos? I don't like that. We always try and tell stories as best as we can. That's our job. It's really cool to see how far tattoos have come in WWE, especially for women. At the time that I started, there wasn't really any women with tattoos. I feel like I've sort of stepped in that role and I'm showing that tattoos can be beautiful and you can have tattoos and it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't define who you are. Why am I getting judged by the art of my body when you should be judging my personality and what I do? Like, you should be watching me wrestle and going, oh, she's a good wrestler. You should be watching my promos and be like, oh, she's a good talker. Oh, she's good at her job. Don't judge me on my tattoos. It's really cool to see how far everything's gone, and it's got to the point of me like having to jump through hoops and like hide my tattoos and hide my personality in a way to now you see it on action figures, you see it in the games, you see it on WWE 2K, you see it in COD. It's so cool to see, and me and my tattoo artist talk about it all the time. Like, we send the photos back and forth and she's so stoked that her art gets to be like in something where it can live forever in a way. Me telling the story through my tattoos is also telling everyone about everything that I've gone through in this long journey, and it's not only like symbolizing the growth of Rhea Ripley and what I've accomplished, but it's also like documenting the little things that I've done in between, which is really cool.